Hello, welcome back. You've guessed it, it's another crate stream today. And last week we were going over some more, let's just say, plain boring things. We were looking over the inventory. Oh, by the way, shout out to the quarantine here today. It's very... I'm contemplating just getting all shaved off. So we did the some of the inventory. Oh, hello. Might need to mute Discord here. But I was doing the inventory. Just give me a sec here. Okay. So we're doing the inventory, and I was showing you guys like the trophies and the file system. So we kind of got the trophies done. Off stream, I've been working on the actual files, like the contents of the files themselves. So I've been trying to write them out, but it's taken me a little bit of time to get through them because there's like 15 documents with multiple pages, and I need to think about what am I actually going to write. So let me just bring up the chat before we get going. Let me put the music on. Good old Silent Hill. Bet you missed that one. That's right. There's no Cyber Spy music. Maybe that's what you could do one day. Maybe you could actually make your own soundtrack, and if you want to promote your game, we could promote your soundtrack in one of the streams as well. Okay, let me just get the chat up before we get going. Oh, that was my bar stool. That was like my first ever attempt at sculpting. Can you believe it? It looks amazing. I'm sure you can agree. I'm just going to practice because I think in the future I would like to make my own assets, and it makes sense, right, to improve your skills. Hey, Hal Schmoomin, nice to see you. Bet you're happy today that you got your musical track shown off on stream. Hello, Alpha Werewolf. Is your hair as crazy as mine? It's crazy. It's like I literally lay down for not that long, but then because I was lying on this side, my hair went like that. So it's like, it doesn't go down anymore. It's kind of stuck. So I'm going to look a bit like a hobo today. Oh nice, I guessed it. You guessed what? LittleBigAnimation. You finally discovered what the B actually stands for. I finished all the cutscenes, so they're ready to go. Now I just need to finish the areas, and then it's pretty much good to go, I think. Oh, that's pretty cool. Nice to know that you're making good progress. LB, I might actually do that. I have a few Cyber Spy songs, so I could upload them to YouTube. Go for it. I mean, how many tracks are you going to use for your game? I'm curious. So, I'll quickly show you what I did on the inventory before I get started on some other things. Alpha's already seen some of this because he was like proofreading some things. I just need to see what I'm going to show you. So I've got a list here of like, remember we made the list about all the different documents. So we have like the local health, the newspaper, disgruntled applicant, the nurse's diary. Could maybe go for that one just to show you what it looks like. Okay. So, ta-da! This is basically like the idea of how the actual documents are going to work once you open them up. So, for example, we have the nurse's diary. September the 12th. We had a huge increase in patients today, some of which were just in for minor problems but ended up staying overnight. Some of them looked scared. I'm sure this was the last thing they expected. September 13th. Some of the patients have worsened. We even had one casualty in the early hours out of the blue. A heart attack, I believe. Dr. Gravison reassured us that there was nothing we could have done. I'm still a little upset that it happened under our noses. September 17th. So I've been struggling to get much sleep. It's been a stressful couple of days. I'm happy that some of the patients were released today. That's one piece of good news. Here's hoping that this crisis is starting to die down. September 20th. I've been noticing a lot of suits around. the hospital. The director has been showing them around, new investors perhaps. They seem to be extremely interested in some of our new patients. I guess they caught wind of the recent crisis. September 21st, patients are being moved around left, right and centre, which is making our job a whole lot harder. When questioned, we were given strict orders to return to our duties. I don't know what's going on, but the past few weeks have been wild to say the least. And that's basically just the idea of how the documentation is going to work. So I'm going to implement it so you can actually not only when you pick up the document in the first place, but you can also find them again in the menu and activate them. What one's this? This is like a newspaper snippet. So the same idea. Today marks the 50th anniversary of St. Bovina Hospital. So as you can see, we go through it. So I've got 15 documents, and I've wrote not quite 12. I still need to finish this one, but there's 15. So I'm nearly finished the first kind of draft of all of the files. And basically, once all the files are done, the next stage is basically to implement the ammo counter and items into the inventory itself, plus some of the maps. So when you pick up items or when you fire bullets, the number needs to change in the menu. So I need to get that done. I'm probably going to wait till I start working on the memorizer stuff, because that's kind of bundled together. But I definitely need to redo the graphics here for the character, and I'm also going to make sure I put a lot more effort into the animation, so like the fingers and stuff like that. Now once I get like a final design that I'm happy with, I'll properly animate her, get it all working, get the menu all working, and then the last thing to do, other than touching up the environments, is to get the combat working. And once the combat's working, I guess the demo's pretty good to go. So I'm pretty happy with this so far. I'm not going to do it today just because I feel like we did it last week, so let's try something a bit different. One thing I do need for the demo is there's one environment which I did not finish, and you probably, if you remember when I showcased the progress of the demo, you would have seen that the streets area was not done. I'm not going to finish that today, but I'm going to try and make a little bit of a start on it, because I feel like I'm off stream. I'm working on the logic, and today I was going to just work on like the cafeteria in the hospital, but I thought, you know what, we kind of need to get the demo area done. So I thought, hey, let's just do that first before we do anything else. I was just going to look for one of the scenes that I made for the first person horror. There was a little road here, this material, and I thought it looked quite good, and when I searched for it I couldn't find it again, so I need to go in here and actually see what it was called. I don't know if I used this stuff, maybe. Terrain, tiles, textured, could be. Because I tried to use a lot of like high quality assets for this one, yeah. So I think it must be this one. Terrain, tiles, textured, and I must have used like this one here because it looked quite good as a road. Since it's been a while since I've searched for roads, I can always do another search and see what we find. But most of the roads that I found the first time around were more cartoony, let's say. So I wasn't so happy with those ones. Right, so let me see where the hell is this scene that we're going to work from. I need to find the streets. I've got so many scenes that I'm working through that it becomes one big jumbled mess. And I don't know if you've noticed this, sometimes this menu, normally it puts the newest scenes first, but then sometimes it will reorganise everything out of the blue, and then you're just like, what's going on? I definitely updated that. So I'll just scroll through here till I find it. Be patient, please. Is that John Jerry Steve? There's see, anyone could see John Jerry Steve in a thumbnail. Okay, I think we're getting near the streets here. I think it was this one, wasn't it? Yeah, I think we just quickly updated this so that we could place it inside the dream. I'll upload one called Cyber Spy Official Soundtrack, Chief Uberger Death Scene theme. Yeah. Don't spoil it. That would be quite funny. Hey, that one gamer, welcome back. How are you? Having a good week so far? Hello, Dread Hunter. Nice to see you as well. Saint Bovina in the house. We all love Bovina, I know. She is our maiden. Hello, Isaac. Nice to see you again. You've been pretty busy lately. You still need the leg from that time where you joined right when the stream ends. Oh, that's right. So he does. I think Joe needs a leg. I think he's owed a leg. And Isaac. They both need a leg. Just didn't have time / wasn't in the mood. But that doesn't count. That doesn't count. You still get the leg. John Jerry Steve knows no excuses. That's how it works with him. I mean, we could use Mr. X, but I don't think Mr. X is quite as appealing, you know. But it's coming your way. Alright, so let me just... I know we don't really need the floor, but I kind of like it. It's kind of cool. Otherwise, you just get a really plain Dreams kind of area. Right, so let's basically just... Let's just go from scratch, because look, this is the road that I found last time, right? And it's a road that does the job, but it's obviously... I don't want to say cartoony, but you know what I mean. It's not so realistic. So I'll do a search. I'll see if I can find any better roads and pavements, or sidewalks, if you want to call it that. If not, then I'll import those assets before that I used before. I'll make a rough kind of asset here, because the thing about this asset, it's all connected. It's like one big sculpt, and it's not so ideal, because if you want to remove this part, it's not so easy as just deleting it. You have to like cut it out, and no thank you. Let's be honest, we all need the leg. I know after a good hard week, we all need the leg just to refresh, don't we? Very leggy indeed, Dread Hunter. There's so many late people, everyone needs the leg. It's like one student does something bad and the whole class gets punished. Then you start to hate the person that's late all the time. They're like, I nearly died because of you. Pretty cool, though that was actually featured in MM's stream today too. What was? John Jerry Steve's leg? That would be the best, wouldn't it? I think that's our mission. Get John Jerry Steve's leg featured in MM stream. Also, the Tenia, its All-Star, is very supportive, and his streams are actually really good too. Awesome guy. Ooh. A little bromance forming here, eh, Isaac? Yeah, he's joined the stream a few times, and I think he's a fellow Scot. I think he comes from Edinburgh, and he's more of a curator, isn't he? He looks for things and builds collections, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool indeed. I feel like I should just grow like anime hair. You know, anime hair, like you know Tidus from FF10. You know when he has like the hair coming out the bottom. I feel like that should be me. You know. Yeah, he is quite cool. That was a good stream. I never seen it. I didn't even know about it. Scotty the Hottie, yeah. Gotta love Scottish creators. I know. See, there's not many. That's why when there are some, you've got to make the most of it, right? Because I'm literally representing the whole nation, and we have like just a very small handful of Dreams Scottish Dreams content creators. So I've got to do something. I can't let the Germans take over, right? I've got to do something. He's been doing a lot of streams in support of audio creators too, as of recently. Yeah, I mean, I think I mentioned it before, like, I would like to do something like that in the future where it's like, it's not necessarily audio focused, but it's more like a podcast or like a discussion, and then I can have like, you know, audio tracks playing throughout the podcast. That way it's not just about levels. It's just another way that I could incorporate audio, but I've got no plans to do that yet. But we'll see what happens. LB, dye your hair ginger and grow a massive beard. I know, but see my beard, right, is brown, because like my hair's brown. But see, like, I've got that gene that most guys have when they grow their beard, even though it's brown, right? It's, and if you look in the light, it's a little bit ginger, you know? It's supposedly it's a gene defect. So even though my hair is brown, my beard becomes ginger, even though I'm not ginger. So, God knows. He's trying to do a weekly thing showcasing Dreams music. Oh, very cool. Did he feature any of your tracks, I assume? I actually found some really good songs through his last stream. Oh, pretty cool. What's his, is it just it's All Star? Is that his channel? Is it on Twitch or is it YouTube? You're 1 in a billion, LB. Yeah. 1 billion veiny legs. But we've got to be better. We've got to be the best, right? Has anyone actually watched Lady Lexi's streams recently? She's actually started making a game. It's like an RPG game. It's meant to be like a wintry, frozen kind of game. I don't know if it's going to have like a full story, but from what I've seen so far, it looks like a more challenge-based RPG, because you have to like look after your resources, like your food and your warmth and water, I don't know, whatever else, you know, all the resources. And she's got like a day-night cycle. It looks quite cool. I haven't watched the streams, but because I think she streams earlier in the day, and so I just catch up on YouTube because she puts out like 40-minute videos, highlight videos, which is something I should probably do sometimes, like maybe not 40 minutes, but maybe condense some streams into like 10 minutes, just to say, hey, this is what we're working on this week. But yeah, it's looking good. She's done about 3 weeks so far, and yeah, hopefully it's nice to see other people making games, because we've been doing it for a long time now, so it's nice to see other creators doing it as well, and hopefully it turns out to be quite good. He's on Twitch. That's probably why I missed him, because I'm barely on Twitch, to be honest. Like I load up YouTube and I get notifications from YouTube sometimes, but Twitch not so much. I'm not really against it, it's just YouTube's easier because I watch videos on YouTube, so naturally if a stream pops up, I can just go there. By the way, Dial said he's actually up for making some visuals for my next track, if he can come up with something. Currently he doesn't have time, but soon in the future he'll get back to me and we might collaborate. I'm actually really liking my current song so far, definitely one of my best ones. Oh, very cool. What kind of genre is this? Is this the spoon step one? The kitchen utensils? Or is it meme part 2? Hello Graham Malley, welcome back. Hello. How's your week going? By the way, there's a thing going on where one person started a song, sent it to someone else, who then adds something to the song, then that guy sends it to someone else again. Oh cool, so you're kind of going like through a train, linking it all. That's what you should do. Like, you should make like this perfect song, send it out to all the very best musicians, right? And then make sure Hal Schmuman's the last one, and then he'll just crinkle it all, and that'll be it, you know. But yeah, Hal Schmuman, he got his song featured in on Media Molecule today as well, which is quite cool. Sadly, they've not been subjected to the crinkleness, which is my hell. Maybe one day. What is that name? Mahali Gramhama? What country is that from? Let me see if I can actually find a road. Oh, there's actually road signs. Watch out for the dinosaur. I was going to say the elephant, but the dinosaur is probably a bit more noticeable. So this one, as you can see, it looks good, but it's more cartoony. Do you know what I mean? More simple. This one's okay. I don't know if I would use it. I'll see what it looks like in the scene. There's a few other ones here, but these look more like top-down tower defense kind of things. There's another road here, again, which looks good. You know, you've got some roads that look clean, quite clean. I'm not so sure I want a clean road though, because this is like the inside of the city. So normally when you get in the inside, it's like full of potholes and looks like trash, to be honest. So I don't think I'll use any of these ones. I think they're maybe a bit too clean. Yes, I could just mess them all up, but I was hoping to find something that was more realistic. Because if I type in like realistic road, for example, let's see. Right, so he's got a wet road. Nice. A dry road, and I don't know what this one is. I don't know if anyone else feels this way, but it looks like the airport, doesn't it? Looks like the airport. So there you go, there's the dirt I used for my other game. Could have some road closures, they look quite good. There's the tarmac. Oh, it's funny, it's like 60% graphic thermal, but down here it says realistic road tarmac, 1%. You're not so consistent there. I think I might like this one the best, to be honest. But let me I'll take a few of them out, right? And we'll oh, what happened there? That was weird. I pressed X, but it didn't stamp. Right, let me have a wee look at this. I mean, we're going to be at a distance. I kind of like the material of it, you know, it's like, you look at this road and it's like, you know, whereas this one has a bit more depth to it. I think that's what I like the most about it. Let me see what this airport guy looks like. Oh my. Let me see here. That's what I see, because they do look quite clean. There is a main road in the game, which I could probably use this for. But this part here is like in between a little side street. The buildings aren't going to be as big as this. I'm going to delete these buildings. That's probably something I'm going to do off stream, like try and build some buildings. Super dry racing tier road. Okay, I'm definitely not going to race on that. A more reflective and gritty version. I like reflective and gritty. RTX. This is a pseudo RTX where we reflect the most light of all roads and is not dry or wet. What? If it's not dry or not wet, what the hell is it? It's crinkly. It's a crinkly road. It almost has like a tartan pattern on it, doesn't it? Yeah. Like, we don't need this, but maybe for the main road I'll use it. Because these roads here are quite small. So what I might do is, like, just so I don't get distracted, right, I might just, first of all I need to get rid of some of this stuff that I'm not using. What's even in here? Right, I'll get rid of some of these things, because obviously we're not going to use any of this anymore. I feel like if I keep looking at all these things, I'm going to get influenced how I'm going to build the scene, and I really don't want to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to... Oh look, there's buildings behind there. I'm going to start from scratch, and I think it's the best thing to do, to be honest. It means that I'm not getting influenced to create a certain way. Obviously we don't need this door. This door was just to get us to the inside of the job centre very quickly. Right, so I'm just going to do a little bit of a clean-up job here. Actually looks quite cool when you're in first person going down the road here. Can you imagine that as a cutscene? Like you're going like down the street, like down, 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 down. I actually wanted to do this part in the trailer, but it wasn't finished, so I couldn't really do it. Look at that. They're all sisters and they're eating their own sister. How could they? How could they do that? The absolute tragedy of it all. Right, so that was my idea. I was going to have some zombies eating someone here. I'll probably still use that idea, but for the sake of getting this all done, I'd rather just redo it. These buildings were quite cool. However, unfortunately you can't edit them very well, because if you go in here, see it's like one sculpt. So it's good for thermal, but you know, other than that, it's not so good. See, I prefer a building where it's like I can change the windows if I want, I can change the door if I want. I could put something in front of it maybe, but I don't know. Because he's got like double-sided things. I think like some people use these buildings for like their racing games because they're quite low detail, and you know it's just for like background detail. It's not that big of a deal. In this game, you kind of go up to doors to open them, so I feel like the detail could probably be a bit better. So I am going to redo all of the... Oh, what did I delete there? The floor. I'm going to redo all of the buildings. It's going to take me a while, I think, but I want to try and make something that looks really good. So if it takes me a bit longer, then it takes me a bit longer. So let's just start this scene again. It's going to be the streets are going to be the hardest, to be honest, because of how complex they are. Normally we just make like a building and the inside of a building, and it's easy, but now that we're having to deal with a big surrounding environment, it ain't so easy. Alright, so obviously the road's not going to go that far. I'm going to have to put the sidewalk on top of it. Again, I'll search and see if there is a sidewalk that I can use before I make a really fast template. I'm not sure if I should bring this down a little bit. Let me see. Who cares, right? Let's just leave it. Right, I'll see if I can find a good pavement. So this is where the British and the American language comes in handy, right? Because I can search for pavement and I can also search for sidewalk. Okay. Would that look good? I don't know. Looks a bit cartoony. I guess it could work. Kind of basic, but maybe it does the job. Maybe just as a placeholder. But I could probably make something like that, couldn't I? Pavement section. I don't know, it doesn't really look like a pavement. Maybe it's a little too clean. Doesn't look very concrete, does it? Looks almost plasticky. Crappy British pavement. I think we've found it. We've finally found the pavement I was looking for. I'll have a wee quick check just to see I'm not missing anything else. That's quite cool, I like that. That's quite nice. I think this is more for like the city centre, isn't it? What the hell was that? Is that new? I've never seen that before. Okay. Right, that's very Bloodborne. Don't need that. Can't really see anything else. I mean, as always, like, there's somebody's used that one. Looks nice, but I think maybe it's a bit too fancy for what I'm trying to do. But it could work. I could just use it and like paint over it, try to make it look a bit more filthy. Who is this? Why? What does she have to do with pavements? Okay, maybe she died underneath a pavement, or maybe she fell on the pavement and she died. Maybe that's what it's all about. So that other one was this one. Not a huge fan of the style, because obviously we want to create something a bit more realistic, but I can probably make it look a bit dirtier and it could work. I'll see, there was another one that we could maybe use. So he's got two here. What's the difference? Pavement section. I think one has a corner maybe. Nah, not for me. Crappy British pavement, of course. It's basically the same as this one, isn't it? Just that it's been moved about a bit. Isn't it? It's the same thing. Just some of the blocks have been moved up and down a bit. I added something to it too, so if you want you can check that out. Oh nice. Is it like proper rave? Pass it on to Hal. He has to be the last one, right? You have to be like, oh, we've worked so hard, we've created the masterpiece, and then Hal Schmuman's going to be like, oh yes, time to work my magic. Although I'm not sure how long I can stay today, because Sparky planned a movie night for today. A movie night? Oh, cool. How does that work? Love all these quarantine ideas. Am I late? Of course you're late, Graham, but we're just going to keep it as a secret for now. The leg's coming. Also, my current song is kind of bittersweet. Dark, down-tempo track. I swear you create these genres up as you go along. I've really been into making down-tempo stuff recently. So my Pass It On edition was a down-tempo segment too. So you don't have to stick with the genre. That must be a weird track. Suddenly you've got like trance, and then you've got this down-tempo thing, and then you've got some hip-hop, and then some lo-fi, you know. Seriously, down-tempo is actually really fun to make, especially since you can get really creative with the snares and overall sound design. Never heard of it, but it sounds cool. This song is so eerie, and I love it. They're all creepy, aren't they? How long is this game? Oh, there you go. Hal Schmuman, here he goes. 5 to 10 hours, I believe. Yeah, I mean, it depends on the player. Depends on your playstyle as well. Like, if you just rush through the game. Also, if you're stuck on puzzles and maybe you're not so efficient when it comes to managing your ammo and all these kind of things. So, it might take you longer than other people. Especially if you've never played a survival horror game before. It will be a bit more challenging, because you have to explore. Like, you've got this big hospital, you know, and you can go anywhere, so it's about exploring, finding things, killing enemies. But yeah, probably I don't know how, because of the cutscenes as well. I'm counting cutscenes towards the overall length. Like, I think like if the average player can finish one character in 3 hours each, then I'm happy with that. But I think some players might actually stretch out to about 5 hours each character. Plus there's trophies, there's unlockable bonuses like costumes, infinite ammo, some other little things. So there's a lot of replayability. So you could probably get, plus there's like an extra difficult mode, you could probably get like close to 20 hours of gameplay if you really do everything. Those 4 zombies look like a weird porno scene. What kind of porno are you watching? Will there be a character, or is it just the blue guy? It's just the blue guy. No. We will have another character. I'm still obviously working on the characters, so we have this one, and the other one is here. So still work in progress, graphically as well as technically. I was just trying to load this character out, but I think she's over here. So this is basically the character in this section of the game. So the first demo is Lisa's demo. This is Lisa. Obviously, like I said, I still need to fix the graphics and stuff like that. So, like, just for talking sake, you know, hello, it's me. Boom, boom, boom. So yeah, she'll be like one of the characters that you'll play as. I just kept the blue guy because she's not finished yet, so rather than me keep updating her all the time, I'm just gonna keep Puppety Trinka with us. You know, he's he's been on this excuse me, this massive journey with us, and I feel it's only right that he gets to stay with us as long as possible. There will be two different characters. There you go. Oh no, the chat went crazy. The blue puppet is just a basic template, that's it. But he might be in the game, you never know. Maybe he's a hidden costume. There will be two characters, that's it. Separate story for each character. It's going to be good. Like, if I want to get this out this year, I've only got like a few months left, so it feels like we're still at the beginning, but trust me, once we get all the templates done, like picking up ammo and reading documents and maps and get the combat ready, once I get all the templates, it's just about sprinkling all that through the rest of the game. So then I just need to work on placement, what you can find in each environment, improve the graphics and things like that, cutscenes. I think it'll still be tight to get it out this year, but it's definitely possible. Small added something to my version, though I actually sent it to R8. Oh, okay. I literally was the last one. There was 2 Pass It On 4s, so I remixed Isaac's and nobody added anything to mine yet. They probably listened to it and they thought, how can I add something to this? It's impossible. It started out as a techie trance track, but then I decided to add a downtempo switch. Oh, you rebel. LB, you should listen to it and guess which one each of us made. Oh, obviously the one with the is Boveretta. Downtempo switch. Say that 3 times fast. Okay. Downtempos. Down. You said downtempo tempo switch. What the hell was that? All right. Downtempo tempo switch. Downtempo tempo switch. Downtempo tempo switch. You can get it if you just focus. When my game is done, I'll rush through the game as fast as possible with a timer on, and I'll see how long my game is if you rush through. Yeah, like if you know where all the locations are and stuff like that. Have you finished one of the characters' story / gameplay? It's a big game, to be honest. I've basically got her aiming her gun, firing her gun. She can use a knife. She can run. She can get injured, and she needs to heal herself. And the next step is to improve the animations, equip more weapons, be able to shoot and kill zombies and other monsters, and then redo some of the graphics, get some facial animations so she can move her face a little bit, and but all the environments are like kind of done. It's just this one I've not done it yet, so we're kind of starting from scratch. I don't know if I should even use this because it's like, if it's too bumpy, I don't know. Let's go for it, right? Go for the old British pavement. Absolute terrible quality. Right, I'll need to move that down, won't I? Okay. Well, let's just see how this works, right? Might be alright, but I'm thinking I probably will remake my own pavement and get a curb in here, redo a few things here and there. Right, I don't want the curb to be too high, I suppose. I mean that could be okay the way it is. I'll need to see how wide the road is going to be, so let me just get a wee car here. It's a big car. Look how massive that car is. I think it's because see, sometimes when you press triangle to realign it, sometimes it just goes, nope, I'm going to make it huge again. I guess it could be like that maybe. We can get the measurement tape out later, but I think that might be alright. Plus we've got our fire hydrant there to keep us right. Put that there. Okay. Okie dokie. Right, let's get rid of our cars here. So we are going to put some cars on the road. It's going to look pretty sweet. Plus there's going to be fire here. Originally you could see the fire, but I removed it because in the other scene, because I wanted to get more thermal back, so I made it so you couldn't actually see through this scene, but it means I'm going to have to remake it again in this scene. But I'm trying to go for all the textures right away. Plus I don't want this road to be as long as the last one, because I feel like now that we've made the job centre's not so wide. So I'm going to imagine like, okay, the job centre starts here, maybe it ends about here. You know, it's not that big. It's like that, the size of this. So if there's at least 3 or 4 buildings going up the street, I think that's as long as I want it to go. Because originally that's how long it goes. It goes away up to here. I feel like this is maybe a little too far, because I did try and make it so there was cars to avoid. There were some zombies. So even though you were going along a long path, there were still a lot of distractions. But we'll see, once we test it, we'll see how it goes. Because there's one more section like this, where you have to run up a big road. But things happen there, so it's not so bad. So I'm thinking like, originally it went to about here, and the job centre was here, and then there was like another building here, because the job centre wasn't at the corner of the street, it was like just before that. So if we do like a building here, and then a building here, maybe we can make the end of the street here, so we could probably bring all that stuff over here. Saves me having to make too many buildings as well, because the longer the street is, the more buildings I need to make. And I want all the buildings to be quite unique, so I want like a cafe, I want a video game store, there could be like a gym. I just want to have like, not just the same building over and over again. I want it to look like it's actually unique. Let me just duplicate a couple of these. Right. So let's see if that street's long enough for now. Okay, so now I need to get more of my road. Okay. So that might do it. Obviously the camera angles are not ready, but let me just have a look to see how this would kinda work. we're getting there. So this is where the zombies were when they were eating the person. So they were eating the person right there. And then this was where one of the buildings were, wasn't it? So you can see there's a job centre over there. It's like a way over here. But I feel like it was a little too far. Let's see how that goes. Can I make these a bit... Let me see if is this going to be a pain in the ass? No, it's actually quite easy to edit, thank God. I can probably mess with a few tweaks and stuff. Maybe make things a bit darker. Maybe not quite so dark as that. Yeah, because they're about halfway just now, so maybe if they're like that, it's less. It's not as bright, but we'll see. So I need to get a stream of fire here. Here we go. Got some fire over here, right? This is a big fire though, so this fire cannot be put out, but this fire is going to be small enough that you can actually put it out. Oh, I think I moved the road by accident. So I'll move it like, I'll put it like here. You know, it's not a big fire. Just a teeny tiny fire, you know, it's nothing. You can put this fire out in your sleep. Right, so that's like the main objective of this part of the game. You need to basically put out the fire. And I'll just like temporarily do this just to block. So you really have to go this way. So the buildings themselves, obviously I can't really do too much right now. It's like I said, it was a long time since I actually searched for things, so maybe there's more buildings that's been made since, because it's been a long time. Thing is, a lot of the buildings are like big skyscrapers, and I don't really want skyscrapers. You know, probably something, not entirely, but something more like that would be good. But there's going to be stores on the bottom, so I'd have to edit them. Some crappy flats. That looks quite creepy, doesn't it? Could probably use that in the junkyard. What kind of building is that? The bottom part's quite weird, isn't it? There is quite a lot of new ones. Like, oh, here we go, new. Some of them are okay. Like, I could probably get away with. I could probably use this one as well for the garage. Saves me building something. Just sort of redo some of the textures here and there, I think. Gotta love the LOB soundtrack previews you hear as LB scrolls past his creations. I know. I bet you're excited for that project. Not long. Then I turned it into a good disco beat. The best disco beat. Movie night starts soon though, so I gotta go in a couple of minutes. Alright, cool. What movie are you watching? I'm curious. Has Isaac got the leg yet? He hasn't. He's running away. I actually really like the snares in my section though. I'm so going to overuse those, I think. Oh yeah, when are the imported sounds releasing? Oh yeah, I forgot he was making like new instruments, wasn't he? I don't know, I had a terrible few days around the time I planned to release them, so I didn't get around to that. Maybe in a few days though. Alright, sorry to hear that. Although on second thought, I'm not sure if that redistribution is like 100% legit. Nah, just go for it. I'm sure you'll be fine. I wish Project Spark wasn't taken down because it was like Dreams but for Xbox. I never actually played it. I never really had an Xbox, but I knew it came to the PC. I don't know if you can still buy it. Is it still possible to buy it and actually create games? Or are the servers taken down and it's impossible now? I'll definitely release my kits and pads. The kits suck, but the pads are good. But I might keep the dubstep samples private. Whatever's good for you, man. Alright, see you later, Graham. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time. Mayhem Garahala. That's Gaelic. Also, I'm still waiting for the new instruments MM. I don't know when this update's coming, but apparently it's coming pretty soon. Maybe it comes tomorrow, maybe, I don't know, but they did say that there was going to be an update with instruments plus a lot of other things. I don't know if they tweeted it, maybe they officially tweeted about it, I can't remember, but the instruments, they are coming pretty soon, if it's not this week, next week. But for me, they don't bother me so much. Right, that looks quite cool. I like that it's got the bottom part, which I could use. Let me see. I mean, again, it looks like, yeah, it looks like it's kind of one sculpt, and it is quite basic, but obviously it's a bit better than the ones we had before, I think. Plus the wall's quite cool. Even though we're not really going to use it. I think that's the same on both sides, isn't it? It's a shame. He could have made like a different version on this side, just to make it look a bit different. Right. So we're back to square one when it comes to putting down these buildings. So, let me see. I'll need to pull one of these over, I think. Okay. So, that building is far too small. Hold on. I think that's a bit better. Right, come here, Papa the Trinker, right? We want to use you. Right, so maybe it's a little bit big now. It's like one of those ones where it's like if I make it too big, it's too big, too small. Maybe that'll be fine, right? That'll do. So I'll see if I can find any more buildings that I can use. Imagine that. It was just sitting in your town. What the hell is this? Cyber Nebula. Interesting. Oh, Balam Garden. It's Final Fantasy VIII. That's cool. Look at that city. Sadly, it would blind me. Captain City Modules. Right, I think that's the guy we just used. I think he has a lot of things. I could probably just go into his profile to find what we need. Could use that for the hospital as well. That's quite cool. Let's see if he's got a collection. Oh, that was that guy we played his PS5 City. Remember on Monday? Oh, look at that. A bike rack. It's pretty huge though. How are you going to get up there? Wooden building? No. Okay. Let's see if he's got any collections. Right, so that's the interior collection. What is that? Ultimate all-in-one Dreams kit. Okay, so that's his interiors. Textures. I guess these are both textures. Building collections, which is what we need. City and Cyber City street collections. Sign collection. Furniture. Okay. Right, here we go. This is what we need. This is where we were before. It's the same guy. Right. I think I like this one, but only if I could edit it. See, it looked a lot better in the picture, but for some reason it looks quite basic when I put it down. Yeah, I'm going to have to just make my own buildings, to be honest. I'm not really getting much luck here. Right, let's look at these in case we can replace the sidewalk. Mostly things we already saw, wasn't it? That looks alright. It's by Liquid Snake. He usually makes quite a lot of good things. That one looks okay as well. Obviously this one is the most detailed. I'll give it a go and see what it looks like in the scene. Obviously it needs to be a bit smaller. I don't know if there's... Nah. Oh look, there's other parts on the bottom, so like... He's got like a mossy version. And then he's got a... I don't know if this is intentional, but he's got more of a dirty kind of vibe, which I think I probably like more. What else was there? What else did I see? It was by Liquid Snake, wasn't it? This one. Oh, what? It's actually got like measurements on it. How do you turn those off? I've never actually seen that before. Like, pulling out an asset. Why is my rulers on? How did you even get that on? I don't even know how that works. Let me see. Never used this before. Right, let's just get rid of the rulers. Makes it a bit easier. So we get two different options now. Or three different options, you could say. I do quite like this one, because this one's a bit too cartoony for me. This one's good as well. It's more realistic, but I don't know if it would fit as well. I feel like it might blend a little bit too much with the road, and yeah, it'd get a bit... So I think I'll try this one. Again, I can always change the colour, so it's not a huge deal if I don't get exactly what I'm looking for. So I'll put this over here. Let me see if it's easy to change colour. Yeah, it's quite easy. Plus when you change colour you can actually see little bits and pieces. So if I really wanted, I could make it look more terrible. But for now, let's keep it the original colour. I think I like it better than that one. I think it looks better. So I'll duplicate this one for now. Right, is it going to line up properly? Yes, it is. Right, so that actually went all the way to the end there. Right, let's put it a bit here. I'll replace these two. Down, 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 down. Down, 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 down. You're going to get addicted to the Silent Hill soundtrack. It is a curse and a blessing. Down, 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 down. See, this is where Isaac needs to get his inspiration from. Next time he wants to make a soundtrack, listen to Akira Yakamura. That's his name. Right, let's look at that. There's a bit of a contrast between that and the road, but I think once I put the lines in, it'll start to look a bit better. I was actually, when I did the first person horror game, I was actually looking like, what lines can you use? Because you've got white lines, you've got yellow lines, you've got single lines, you've got double lines. And it was basically like, I think it was like, yellow lines you can't cross. It's forbidden to do like a U-turn on the road. So I guess I could probably just use white, but I could use yellow because they're cool, you know. I don't really need anybody to make them for me. I could probably just make them myself with my wee cube. I'm hoping that I can start to get into sculpting so I actually know what I'm doing most of the time. I'll make that a bit bigger just so I can make it easier to grab. Right, so I'll need to see like how wide the lines are going to be. If they're going to be, that's another thing. You can also get a line that's continuous or a line that breaks as well. So there's two kind of ways we can do it. I don't know what way I'm going to do it. I feel like when you do a break with the lines, it just looks kind of cartoony because it's what everybody does. But when I made the first person horror, it's like when you make that big straight line, I just think it looks so much better. So even because I don't come from the United States as well, I just need to like check because obviously their road system's a bit different from ours. I'm just doing a quick Google search just to see. We could also do a zebra crossing as well. I think that would be nice. So yeah, it seems to be like I did before. Yellow lines in the middle, but white lines on the edges. So I might just do that. Yeah, that seems to be how it works. And obviously, if the pavement, if the curb is painted yellow, you can't park there as well. Fuck, it's weird. Let's just say this is a busy street, right? Let's just do a big long yellow line, right? God knows, right? Wee. I zoomed out too far. Okay. Oh my god, look at that. What happened here? I think when the camera zoomed out, it like, I think it not only did it stretch, but it distorted to hell. You know what? It's fine. I'll just leave it like that, and I'll duplicate it. Right. I'll change the color. Right. We'll make it yellow. Okay. Make it more rough, if that makes any difference. Could make it more waxy, I guess, so that it's not so bright. Could take the saturation out of it, but that's good. Okay. Okay, dokie. Right, let's see how this looks. So when I was doing this the first time round, right, for the first person horror, I did it like this, right? And at first I thought, oh no, the floor actually ruins it because it goes over the top of it. But then I thought, you know what, it actually looks quite cool. It looks like it's an old kind of road, you know, like they haven't really maintained it. It needs to get repainted. So I think it looks quite cool, like for a horror game. If you had a, let's say you had, oh, hold on, you got a bit closer. So say you had like a line that was very clear, like that, right? And then you had a line like that was more filthy. You would probably prefer the filthy one, right? Because it's more like a horror game. So I might keep it like that. Let me catch up quickly. Tom said on stream today it'll take them a few more weeks. Oh dear, that's longer than I thought. But they seem to be fixing some audio bugs and apparently new features too. Yeah, there's a few new features. I think they labelled them, but nothing that was really interesting me too much. I thought it was today because Thursdays are usually update day. Yeah, I thought it was too. But I guess now it's next Thursday. Yeah. A day before you go back to school. That's when it gets tough. This reminds me of when what? Leave me in suspense. Has anyone watched the Fall Guys Season 2 sneak peek? It's medieval themed. Already? Jeez. I think they've got like over a month of Season 1 left to do. That's quite cool then, that at least it's getting updates every couple of months. And they're quite different. So when you say medieval, do you mean like they use like giant axes and spike pits and things like that to try and kill you? Kind of like Crash Bandicoot when you go to like the castle world. My street has white striped lines. Yep. It's like in the UK we have more white striped lines. But it seems like America, it's like sometimes they have yellow ones that are like full. And then sometimes they have white ones that are full. Then they have split up ones, so God knows. God knows. Stretching's illegal. Not if you're in sculpt mode, my friend. It does look quite cool, but it could be a bit higher up, so it's not as filthy. Could do. Could do. What were the new features? I'd need to look on Twitter. They mentioned something about VR comfort mode or something, and a few other things, but it's not any features that was like, oh cool. It was more like, hey, we're kind of doing this, kind of doing that. Just nothing to get excited about, I don't think. I saw a few spike pits, I think. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Spike pits are always the best, aren't they? So I'll bring this up like a tad, just a tad. Maybe I'll keep it on grid, but just make it a bit less. Kind of like that, maybe. So we'll see how that works. So that way it's kind of got some damage on it, without me actually having to manually do that myself. I just need to make sure this is lined up. Oh god. It's the thing, when you go on like a really small grid space, it doesn't feel like you're moving on a grid, you know? This is when the ruler needs to come out. Right, let me see. Right, there's my car here. And here's my other car. Oh, wrong way. Here's my other car here. Looks good. They both have sufficient space to pass each other. Probably a bit too much space, to be honest. But it looks alright. Might keep it like that. I think that'll do the trick. As long as it looks good to the eye, then it's good enough for me. Okay, I'll see if I can copy it all the way over. Right, let's just copy it as much as possible till it goes into infinity. Okay, so that's roughly the line in the road. Looks okay. Not too bad. And then what I would normally do is like I think actually, like, sometimes the yellow line, it's like double yellow lined. So I'll show you. I don't know if the road's wide enough for this kind of line, but normally it goes like... Hold on, wait. Oh, hello. I'm going to have to redo this. But let me just take that away a minute. Normally you can get like a double line. So it's kind of like that. Might be alright like that. And then on the side you could have like a you could have a white line. So something like that. I don't think the white line needs to be touching. I think it can be just close to the edge. It's annoying because I'm looking at Google pictures, but the Google pictures are like zoomed out pictures, you know, like really far back. So I can't really see, you know. It's weird though, it's like there's an American city here, but it looks like it comes from like Holland, because it's got like the windmill and stuff in it. Well, there's a really creepy place here. It looks like the Wild West, but took over by zombies. I don't know if I'll put it so close. Maybe put it there. Let's put it like that. We'll see how that looks. Should be alright. The curb here, I don't really like how that's kind of coming down like that. I kind of prefer a straight one, but whatever, right? As long as it gets the job done. I'm frying a fly right now. What do you mean? A fly landed on my light bulb, so I turned on the light and it's just sitting there. How could you? Is that for Bo Veretta's barbecue? Fried light bulb fried flies. You should lower the detail of the lines so they appear a bit dirty and messy. Let's have a wee look, shall we? I could do it this way. I probably need to lower them anyway, because obviously we don't want the thermal being too high. I think it's alright. See, I keep getting these error messages as well. I don't know if there's something up with Dreams, but I keep getting these connection errors. I don't know why, and I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but sometimes when I try to quit Dreams as well, it doesn't close. It just says closing application, but it just takes forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. And sometimes it crashes the whole PlayStation, and it's happening quite a lot to me. I don't know why, but it's bugging me. So we could change it like that as well, but let me see. What do these do? Fleckiness. Some of them don't really do much. I think some of them just make them cave in on themselves. I mean, I could maybe do it a little bit, I guess. Since it's from a distance, I guess it could work. Let's see, where was that in here? Could do it for now. At least it solves the problem with the sharp edges here, because it kind of flattens them a little bit. Might be alright. So, if it looks okay, I feel like this side's a little bit bigger than that side. Right, I think that looks a bit better now. So basically I can try and copy these now. Hopefully. I hate that I can't see though. Every time I go to copy something, right, the camera moves and I can't see what I'm doing. Okay. Right, that kind of done the job. Okay. So I think it looks okay. It's definitely looking a lot better than it was before. I mean, before it was looking a bit like trash, but yeah, it's starting to come together a bit now. I'll just need to figure out the buildings that I'm going to use. You're not really going to see any buildings on this side. So on this side I'll probably just maybe put like a wall here to sort of say this is the start of a building, but you don't actually see what's there. Same here as well, because of the camera angles. I'll need to put the buildings over here as well, because there will be a camera angle that's like this, so I kind of need to make sure there's enough going on just above you here. But there is another area of the streets here as well, but it's in a different scene, so I don't need to worry about it too much now. I'm getting so thirsty now. It's all that nattering on. This chat is looking pretty lonely. I think everybody went to movie night. I think Isaac invited everybody and they all went to watch the movie together. I know what's going on. Everyone's been invited except from us. And then that's when you write, well, actually, LB, I'm going to go and watch the movie now too. It must be a pretty good movie. This is probably the quietest we've been. How do you feel, House Moving? Like, we've been streaming for like since December last year, and I'd say today's probably the quietest it's been since then. That's crazy. What's going on today? Something's happening today. Someone's not telling me what's going on. Isaac stole the chat. He did. It's very, very quiet. I don't know if it's just a coincidence, or maybe today the YouTube algorithm is not so good. I don't know, because like I said, this is the first time it's got this quiet. You can almost hear John Jerry Steve scream. Also, I find it strange how there's always like 3 or 4 people in the stream who never comment. Some people like to just watch and enjoy, you know. Sometimes I do that when I'm watching a stream. I'm like, I'm just eating some dinner, you know. So I don't really want to talk when I'm eating, you know. But as always, anyone's welcome. So I'll just duplicate a few more over on this side as well, just so, hold on, how far did I put those in when I duplicated them? I think I moved them all the way in. Did I do it like that? I can't remember now. Right, let me see. Yeah, I did. I put them right in till they were like really close. Like they were like practically touching. So this is the last area that I need for the demo, really. So once I get this looking good with the buildings, I'll be able to send this to Intra. He's got some of the upstairs areas of the job centre that he still needs to do the lighting for. So once he does those, the lighting's done for the demo, which is great. And it means that I can just finish off some of the smaller things, some of the smaller pieces of logic, get the combat sorted. I'm not too worried about making like the perfect combat system right away because, like, as long as it's good enough for the demo, and I'm going to state at the beginning of the demo, I'm going to be like, this is a work in progress. Things are going to improve, so don't assume the combat is in a final state. I don't know what happened to this, but like, it looks really basic, but in the picture it looked pretty good. So I don't know what's going on here. Obviously I'm not going to use that. So just as a placeholder, let's just move a few of these across this way. Let's see. We'll just make a few with some alleyways as well. Look how creepy that is. Look how claustrophobic that is. So there's an alleyway over here. This alleyway is quite big. So I guess I would try and make it roughly the same, so at least that's consistent. Look, I'm Spider-Man. So Spider-Man gets the job done. Right, let me see. This is like a really bad way of measuring things, but I think like going by my eye, it looks roughly like it. So that this building's, it's not perfect, but I think it does the job for now. I quite like, even though it's quite blurry, quite muddy, I quite like the sidewalls. Because my sidewalls were... These sidewalls are the old sidewalls, by the way. These aren't actually the ones I was using. If we go back to the alleyway scene, you'll see I updated these walls. Because these were the very first walls we used. And then I changed them all. So technically we don't really need these anymore. Everything in here I can basically delete. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm liking that. What I might do is I might just... Let me see if I can copy this over, right? Even though we can't see the buildings on this side, I'll just put one here for reference, I guess. And then that'll look a bit better, I think. Yeah. So it'll be more like that, which kind of looks okay. I'm not sure if I'll put the door here, it might confuse people. I might put it the opposite way. Because if the camera angle's here and there's a door here, people might think, oh, I can go here to here, but you can't. So I'll make it like that. I feel like the city is probably going to look more like Silent Hill, you know, rather than Resident Evil, but I'll do my best. Okay. So, was I going to do it like that, or was I going to flip it around the other way? I think they're kind of flipped like that, aren't they? Right, I think that's roughly where it should be. Let me see. Yeah, I think that's good. I just need to fix the fence a little bit, I think. Because on this side of the wall, it was fine, because look, it just blends into the wall, but this side, not so much. So I'll probably need to cut that down, I think. Is it going to be easy? Let's have a look. Let's see, maybe I need to put my grid down a bit more. I don't know, try that maybe, and then I'll just delete this part as well. I don't know if there's an easier way to do it, but I think that did the job. So there we go. It's kind of weird though on the building, it's got this kind of flat part. On this side it's fine, but on that side it's not so good. Doesn't matter, we're going to replace all this anyway. I could even just remix this one building and then just update it myself. Saves me building something from scratch. But already I think it's looking a lot better than it was before. So now if we... It's obviously dark, you're not really going to see much, but if we start a scene... We've got the police lights in front of us, which is not good. I'll need to update the cameras, because obviously they're inside the buildings right now. But through the fog, you can kind of see it does look a bit better than it was before. So you can see there's a wee camera stuck in here. We cannot be having that. Right, come on you. Out you come. Right, let me see. Oh, he's still inside. Okay. So obviously I'm going to have to properly update all these cameras. But yeah, I think it looks okay. I said I don't want to look too far down there because then I need to build more buildings. So I'm going to try and make a camera angle that's kind of like that, so you don't see much. So it's kind of like smoke and mirrors. I feel like it's still kind of inside somewhere. Hold on. Yeah. Right, now it's clear. Now it's good. So I can probably test that now. So look, it looks a lot better now. It's not perfect, but it's definitely looks a lot better. I'm more happy with the road now, with the sidewalk. With even though the buildings are still, I still need to do the buildings. I'm still happier than I was before. So yeah, it's looking good. So we'll have some street lights going up the road, some lamps, let's say. We'll have some cars with like the tail lights. They'll have their red lights. We'll use that as a light source as well. Plus, if there's any fire, that will radiate around the place. And obviously, we might have some moonlight as well, just a little bit, not too much, because I quite like that it's a bit dark, you know. But obviously, this is a well lit street, so some of the lampposts will be broken, so that way there'll be some areas that will be darker than others. So can you imagine if there was like a zombie, see, in front of me there? Imagine a zombie like in here. Like how creepy would that be? If you're just standing here, it's like you just see some zombies coming out. You're like, oh god, bang, bang, bang. I'm not sure if I'm going to close off all of the alleyways, because on this side, the alleyway was closed. That's only because I wanted to make a scene transition between the alleyway and the street. So that's why it had to have something to block it. But this one doesn't really need to be blocked by a fence or a gate. I could just simply block it with other things, like a dumpster. Not all the alleyways are shut off, just some. Let me see. I don't know why people watch big YouTuber streams. The chat goes so fast, there's literally no point in saying anything. Yeah, it's like Media Molecule streams. Like, the chat goes so fast, like, I can't read anything. And if you write anything, you're just lucky if they actually notice what you're saying. Unless you have money, in which case you can donate to get your thoughts across. Yeah. And even then, I never knew this, but if you go into the super chat, it's like you need to pay a certain amount for your message to stay at the top of the chat for like an extended period of time. I don't know if it's like $5 or something. So it's like your message gets highlighted, but if you want it to stay there for like a minute, 10 minutes, an hour, then you need to pay like a certain amount, I think. Halo Moo, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. Are you a Dreams player? Are you creating anything right now? Playing anything special? There's an animal outside my house just screaming, and it sounds so strange. Maybe it's just Bovaretta, you know, wrestling a raccoon. It's possible. It is Bovareta, isn't it? This Silent Hill track here is like, it's from the original, and it's probably one of the creepiest ones ever. There's actually a guy singing on this one. I didn't even realise that. It's the guy that sounds like I said his name the other day. David Bowie. Half the time I don't know whether there's a child screaming or if it's for its life or if it's just an owl. That's the issue with living in rural areas. I know, and you never know if you're going to help someone, you know. It's like the boy who cried wolf or the boy who cried owl. You know, you never know if someone's actually in trouble. Will there be rainy areas? Yes. So my idea is that when you're first on the street, it's not going to rain. But then when you return to the street later in the game, there's going to be more destruction, so a lot more things are happening, and it's going to be raining when you return to the streets, and the music in the streets is going to change. So it's like when you come back to the streets, it's going to feel a little bit different. Even though it's brand new areas, I feel like I'm mixing up a little bit, and I think it'll be quite good. Good old Bovaretrinka, I know. Paparetrinka, Bovaretrinka, they're the best, aren't they? Hey, see the Dream Master P, welcome back. Hope we're doing well. Yo, what's good, LBA? Back at it again, I see. Can't wait to play the game. Yep, every week until it's ready. The first demo is actually out in 4 weeks from tomorrow. So just 1 month to go. At the end of September, you'll be able to play the very first demo. I'm trying to finish off one of the final locations in the demo, which is the street, before you get into the job centre. So it basically goes alleyway, street area, and then you go into the job centre. And the job centre's pretty much done. Just got some little tweaks to do here and there. And off stream I've been working on the maps, the inventory, the documents, trophies, all these kind of things. So and eventually I'll get on to working more on the animations and the models and the combat. Still a lot of work to do, but I think in 4 weeks time I think I can get a very well polished demo ready, and hopefully it should be pretty cool. I'm quite excited because this is the first time we'll release the game to the masses, you know. Because like there's probably a lot of people that have never heard of this channel, they've never watched one of these streams, they have no idea about this game. Like, I doubt a lot of people know about this game, to be honest, you know. So once we release it, I don't know if we'll get more viewers on the stream after the demo, because then maybe more people will be like, oh, I didn't know about this game, let's, you know, check out the progress. So I don't know if we'll see new people joining after the demo. I'm hoping that we get a good few thousand at least playing the demo within the first week, which would be really, really nice. If we could get an MM pick, I'm not holding my breath, but I think it could get at least featured on one of their streams, because I think the demo itself is going to be really good. And since this is such a long game, even the demo is probably going to take people at least 20 or so minutes to complete, maybe. So I feel like it's got enough content to stand on its own 2 feet as well. Hey Scheme, welcome. You're getting a big fat juicy leg, I hope you know that. Did I just hear Bovareta? You always hear Bovareta. She's whispering sweet thoughts in your ears. Scheme, you're late. He's late big time. A lot of people are late today. I'm nice and early today, right? You're actually near the end. Yeah, pretty much. Those sound like gunshots. Am I tripping? This is a gunshot. Bang, 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 bang. It's good because I don't have my earphones in, so I don't actually hear the gunshot, but you do. How schmoomino. Oh, that's on the game, right? Yes, hopefully. I mean, I hope I'm not getting ransacked. Yeah, this is in the game. Bang, bang, bang. I could even demonstrate this with the character, so let me do the hard work again, right? Let me bring out my character in progress. We're on a bit of a loop here trying to get out. Right, here we go. We're almost there. We're almost there. Right, let's see how she looks in the scene, right? I'm not really holding my breath, right? Where is she? Oh, she's over here. Right, come here, you. Down you go. Right. I don't know, because I've not finished the graphics yet. Sometimes the light doesn't really reflect too well on the surfaces. So she might not look perfect, but I think as long as she looks half decent, I'm happy. Hello! So basically that's how it's going to look once the characters in the game. These kind of camera angles here. Bang! Bang! I'm gonna shoot you all. There you are. Bang! Bang! Take that, house movie. Take that, Scheme! Instead of the leg, you're getting a gunshot to the face today. So there you go. Also, we've got the knife as well, which I've not finished yet, so she'll be swinging that knife around like a mad woman. But I'm pretty happy with what's been done so far. But I definitely think in 4 weeks' time we can definitely instead of me, I'm going to keep Puppet Drinker just for old time's sake, but I'll just turn him off for now. I'll bring in the inventory system just to see how it looks in the scene. So I've actually updated this, so I don't know if this is going to work. I might need to turn it on first. So we'll stick her over here, right out of the way. Don't worry about the thermal, right? Everything will be all good in the end, I promise. I think... Oh, what the hell is this? It's all our weapons, look. It's all this one's weapons. That's why the thermal's so high. Let me delete some of those. That's just all my placeholder weapons. Right. I think I've... What did I do wrong here? That's weird. What am I doing wrong here? That's weird. Hold on, let me bring this out again. That's weird. I can't see the logic. Yeah, look, the logic was hidden. That's weird. Alright, so I just basically need to sort this out, right? Let me turn this off. Turn this on, I think. Okay, I think that'll sort it. No. See, this is because I was working on it, so it's not ready to go inside the scene. Did I not just turn that off a minute ago? Right, what have I done? Ah, okay. Right. I don't know, I think it's because I've imported it. It's kind of like they're all connected. Right, I think, does that fix it? Hold on. Let me see. Alright, it kind of fixed it. Kind of. This is what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to optimise the inventory as well. I need to put like a light on it, because when we're in different scenes you can't actually see the documents. But this is actually quite cool. What I could do is when you don't have the document, I could make it like this, kind of faded. Which looks quite cool. And then when you unlock it, obviously let's see that the trophy's black. but then you unlock the trophy and then you can see it again, so it's quite cool. So that was just to throw the inventory in, just to get it to work, just to have a wee look. But yeah, still got work to do. What's going on here? Other than my quarantine here. Hey Jordy, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. I've been following this game for a while now, and it has been inspiring me to make my own Resident Evil Silent Hill game, but I don't know where to start. Probably just start with the concept, you know, like think about what environments you'd like to make, what kind of characters you'd like to make, what's the story, and then you'll have an idea of how the game's going to look, and then you can focus on building things and putting everything all together. You should definitely give it a go though. Don't be put off. This is like my first big project in Dreams, and I feel like I've done an okay job, so I think you should be okay as well. Why the leg? I'm especially early today. Just pretend. There's no pretending to John Jerry Steve. He can read our thoughts. He can read the blood pulsing through our brain cells. He knows what's going on. Those gunshots would make for good snares. Really? In fact, I'm literally convinced that you took an acoustic snare sound effect. I'm not. I swear I didn't. I actually got a real gun, put it to my mic, and I went BANG! There you go. Authentic. LB always complains when people leave the blank starting block in their assets, and his asset has it. You became the exact thing you swore to destroy. Actually, I'm going to beat you to the punch here. That is not a finished asset, and it is not a public asset either. It is basically for my own private usage. So when I'm testing her, I need a floor to test her. So I can't delete it, not yet, not until she's finished, because I don't want to delete it and then go back and put the floor again. So for testing purposes, I have to keep the floor. After testing purposes, I'll delete the floor. Booyah! See, I've got it covered. Game looks great so far, man. Yeah, there's so much that I still need to show off. But yeah, I'm confident that it's going to come together quite quickly over the next few weeks. So yeah, put it in your diary if you've got a diary. In just over 4 weeks' time, there'll be a demo. So on the 25th of September, it's a Friday, there will be a demo for this. I don't know what time I'm going to release it, to be honest. I'll probably UK time, maybe like after 6 o'clock maybe. That way people can get home, they can have some dinner, and then they can sit down and play the game, hopefully. But gotta get it finished first before I can look forward, right? I can dodge bullets easy, LB, so thanks. Much better than trying to dodge John Jesty's wrath. I should just fire like my bullets are actually like John Jesty's legs or his toenails maybe, and they do not miss. It's like a silver bullet, you know. It's like the ultimate weapon. Is it hidden because it's grouped? Things get grouped when adding them to a scene. I think it could be. I don't know why, because they're not hidden in the actual element, but when you bring them in, for some reason it was hidden. No idea why. I wish 3D text boxes could react to lighting. Yeah, I guess maybe that's too difficult for Dreams, isn't it? Hey Mr. Laws, welcome back. Hope we're doing well. Hello Mr. Late here. I know everyone's late today. I think you've all been watching a movie with Isaac. Yeah, they were hidden because they were grouped. Alright, well, it's rare that I've ever imported logic, so I see. Just click on one thing, then use the menu on the right to ungroup. Oh, okay. While those tiles look really good with the light shone on them. Yeah, especially this one here. This one looks really good. And this is just basic lighting. Like, wait till Intra gets his hands on this. I'll put some lampposts around, and we'll have some light from the fire, some light from the back of the cars, the headlights, the tail light. I think we'll have a good combination of some different things going on. Obviously the stores as well. Some of them will have like neon signs. Not all of them, but some of them will. And that way it creates that light darkness mix. Oh no. John Justy's coming for you. You might be lucky today. LB is being remorseful. Just get ready to dodge some gunshots. You cannot dodge my gunshots. It's impossible! You cannot do it. Excuses. Is 57% an acceptable percent for me to unplug my phone? I guess so, unless your battery's struggling, but I think it should be good. Because normally my phone, I can't unplug it anymore because the battery's actually struggling. So yeah. Do you know what I'm going to do right now? I don't really want to import all this stuff right now because I need to optimize it, and I don't want other things getting in the way of me creating this scene. So I'm going to unstamp some of these things for now.